Uh, so, as always, take what resonates, softly release the rest. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay connected with future messages. Um, okay, so there's someone carrying feelings for you that they haven't expressed, and the weight of those unexpressed feelings is becoming its own kind of suffering. Not dramatic suffering, just the quiet, constant ache of wanting someone you can't have or aren't sure you can approach. They think about you more than is comfortable to admit. You appear in their thoughts when they're trying to focus on other things. You're the last thought before sleep and the first thought upon waking. You're the person they compare everyone else to without meaning to. Let me describe what this looks like. You may have someone in your life whose energy toward you feels heavier than the relationship warrants, where their attention feels more invested than the connection explains, where you sense something underneath that hasn't been named. Some people experience this as confusing. They don't understand why someone seems so affected by them, why small interactions seem to carry weight, why casual contact feels loaded. It might feel like you're missing something, like there's a conversation happening that you're not part of, like someone knows something about the dynamic between you that you don't. But here's what's actually happening: they have feelings, strong ones, and they're managing those feelings alone instead of sharing them with you. Let's pause here. This reflection invites you to consider: is there someone whose attention toward you feels disproportionate to your actual relationship? Maybe they show up more than necessary, remember details you barely remember sharing, react to your presence in ways that seem more intense than the situation requires. You may have been attributing this to friendship, to them just being attentive or considerate or invested in your well being as a person they care about platonically. It's possible it's more than that, that the attention comes from a place of deeper feeling, that they're watching you because they can't help it, that they remember because everything about you feels important to them. Some people are obvious about their feelings. They flirt, they pursue, they make their interests clear, but others suffer in silence. They care deeply while pretending not to care at all. You may be dealing with the second type, someone who's excellent at hiding what they feel, who gives nothing away except in small moments they can't control, who maintains the facade while drowning underneath. It can feel like you're imagining things, like you're reading into interactions that are actually neutral, like you're creating a story that isn't real. But your instincts pick up on things your conscious mind doesn't fully process. And if you're sensing something, there's probably something to sense. This reflection invites you to consider: have you been dismissing your instincts about someone's feelings for you? There's something specific about why they're silent. It's possible they're scared of rejection. They've built up what you mean to them so much that the thought of you not reciprocating feels unbearable. So they stay silent to protect themselves from that pain. You may represent something significant to them, not just attraction, but hope, possibility. The person they think could actually see them and choose them if given the chance. Some people put others on pedestals, and from that height the fall looks fatal. So they never climb, never risk, never speak up, because staying silent feels safer than confirming their worst fear. You may be on someone's pedestal without knowing it, and that pedestal is both flattering and imprisoning. They can't approach you because they've made you too important to risk losing. Or maybe they're silent because the circumstances are complicated. You're with someone, they're with someone, you work together, you're in the same friend group. Speaking up would create mess they're not ready to deal with. It can feel frustrating to know someone has feelings but won't act on them because of logistics. like circumstances matter more than connection, like they're choosing convenience over courage. But sometimes circumstances do matter. And sometimes silence is the responsible choice, even when it's the painful one. This reflection invites you to consider, if someone's silence is protecting something, what might they be protecting? Let me talk about what suffering actually looks like. It's possible suffering is watching you be with someone else, seeing you laugh with people who aren't them, knowing you're available but not for them, witnessing your life from the outside when they want to be in it. You may not realize you're causing pain just by existing, just by living your life, just by being yourself around someone who wants more than what you're offering. Some people experience unrequited feelings as constant low-level grief. They're mourning something that never existed, something they want but can't have, something that lives in possibility but never in reality. You may be the source of that grief without intending to be, without even knowing. Your presence is both what they want and what reminds them they can't have it. Or maybe suffering is the internal battle, the constant questioning of whether to speak up, the daily decision to stay silent, the exhausting work of managing feelings that want to be expressed. It can feel like being at war with yourself, part of you wanting to take the risk, part of you insisting silence is safer, and neither side ever fully winning, so the battle just continues indefinitely. This reflection invites you to consider, if you knew someone was suffering silently over you, would you want them to speak up? There's something about what you might be feeling if you're picking up on this. It's possible you're curious. You sense something and you want confirmation. You want to know if what you're feeling is real or if you're making it up. You may have been looking for signs, analyzing interactions, trying to determine if someone's behavior indicates feelings, or if you're just projecting because you're attracted to the narrative. Some people enjoy being desired even if they don't reciprocate. They like knowing someone wants them. It validates something, makes them feel chosen even if they're not choosing back. You may need to examine your motivations. Are you curious because you're interested, or curious because you like the attention? Because those require different responses. Or maybe you're uncomfortable. You don't reciprocate, and sensing someone's feelings makes interactions awkward. You don't know how to act around them. You're walking on eggshells trying not to encourage something you don't want. It can feel unfair to have to manage someone else's feelings that they won't acknowledge. Like, you're responsible for something that isn't yours to carry, but you're not responsible for someone else's unexpressed feelings. They're choosing silence. That's their choice. You can't manage emotions you don't officially know about. Let me talk about what happens if feelings eventually surface. It's possible this person will finally speak up. The suffering will reach a point where silence is more painful than risk, and you'll receive a confession you may or may not have seen coming. You may need to prepare for that possibility, to think about how you'd respond if someone revealed they've been carrying feelings for you, to know what you'd say before you're put on the spot. Some people freeze when confronted with unexpected confession. They don't want to hurt the person, but they also don't reciprocate. They end up saying things that are neither kind nor clear. You may want to think about how to be honest without being cruel, how to decline without dismissing, how to honor someone's courage even if you can't honor their feelings with reciprocation. It can feel impossible to reject someone gently, like any rejection is inherently cruel, like saying no makes you the villain. But saying no when no is your truth is the kindest thing you can do. Leading someone on would be crueler. Pretending consideration when there is none would be worse. You remain in complete control of how you respond if feelings are revealed. You can reciprocate or not. Explore or decline. Take time or decide immediately. The power is yours. It always has been. You may notice reading this has brought up a specific person, maybe someone you've been wondering about, maybe someone whose attention you've been trying to decode. Whatever it is, honor it. Take what resonates, softly release the rest. Trust yourself. Before we close, I want to ask you something. If you knew someone was thinking about you constantly but staying silent, would you want them to tell you? Drop it in the comments. And this, how do you typically respond when someone confesses unexpected feelings? This person thinks about you day and night, suffering in silence, carrying feelings they haven't expressed, managing emotions they haven't shared, wanting connection they haven't pursued. And you may sense it, or you may have no idea, but their silence doesn't make their feelings less real, just unexpressed. Not eventually, it's happening now. Trust yourself with this. Trust that if someone finally speaks up, you can handle it with grace. Trust that you don't have to reciprocate to be kind.